So what's it really like to learn how to code? Let's take a look, using the project-based approach from the book Python Crash Course. We're going to see how you can go from, absolutely nothing to building stuff you can actually use and play with.
I mean, it kind of feels like magic, right? You open up a game or a website, and it all just works. But what if I told you that you could actually build that magic yourself? Yeah, you. And it all starts with the basics. But first, let's look at the destination, the really cool stuff you can create.
Let's be real for a second. The best motivation for learning anything is seeing what you can do with it. So before we get into the how, let's spend a minute on the why. What's the payoff? Okay, first up, a full-blown arcade game, just like Space Invaders. And I'm not kidding. We're talking a ship you control that fires bullets against a whole fleet of aliens that gets faster and harder as you go. This isn't some boring exercise. It's a real, playable game.
Or, maybe games aren't your jam. That's cool. How about this? You can take a bunch of raw, boring data and turn it into something genuinely beautiful and insightful. You'll learn to plot thousands of data points, uncovering patterns and creating these amazing visuals.
And for the grand finale, you can build something for the web. The journey actually leads to creating a simple but totally functional web application that you can put online, something your friends, your family, anyone in the world can actually use.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. A custom web app? That sounds really intimidating. And I get it. But here's the thing. Every single programmer, no matter how good they are now, started in the exact same spot, with one single, simple command. Let's rewind.
This quote from the author, Eric Mathis, just nails it. He's talking about his first program, which was just a simple number-guessing game. And that feeling he describes, that satisfaction of making something that actually works, that's the whole point.
And this is it. This is where every single coding journey begins. One line of code. It just tells the computer to say hello. Seems almost silly, right? But this is the moment. This is when you realize you can make the machine do exactly what you tell it to do. It's the first step, and honestly, it's a huge one.
So from that one line, you start collecting tools. Seriously, think of it like a toolkit. Each new thing you learn isn't just some random concept. It's a new wrench or a new screwdriver that you're adding to your belt, getting you ready for those bigger projects.
And you start grabbing these tools pretty fast. You get variables to store info, lists to hold collections of things, if statements to make decisions, and loops to do things over and over again. And then you get the bigger power tools, like functions and classes, to keep your work organized. This toolkit, this is the foundation for everything.
All right, so you've got this toolkit full of what seem like pretty simple ideas. The real magic, the big aha moment, is when you see how these basic, simple tools combine to create those awesome projects we saw at the beginning. Let's connect those dots right now.
Just look at this. You start by learning about a simple list. It's just a box to hold a bunch of items. So simple. But in that alien invasion game, that exact same simple list is what manages the entire fleet of alien ships. No, really, it's that direct. Every single alien you see on that screen is just one item in that list. When your laser hits one, the program just removes that item from the list, and poof, the alien is gone from the screen. A basic tool creating a powerful result.
Let's grab another tool, a class. All it is really is a blueprint. So for the game, you design a blueprint for a ship one time. And that one blueprint lets you create the player's ship on screen, and it defines exactly how it moves and shoots. It's another one of those fundamental ideas that lets you build a totally interactive experience.
And look, this idea isn't just for making games. It works the exact same way for visualizing data. You start with the most basic building blocks, and you just layer them on top of each other to create something really impressive.
So your first step with data is a lot like that first hello world. You take a simple list of numbers, and you tell the computer to plot them, and you get a line. That's a start, but we can do way better. So now you start using your other tools. You call a function to add a title, another one to label the sides, maybe another to make the line thicker and a different color. Each little change, each new tool you use adds another layer of polish and clarity. And you just keep layering and layering those simple tools until, boom, you're able to generate and plot thousands of points automatically, creating these beautiful, complex patterns. You went from 5 numbers in a list to this, just by combining the tools you already had. And that web app we talked about? You guessed it, it's the exact same story.
When a user types something in, it gets stored in a dictionary. Another simple tool. When the app needs to figure out which page to show, it just uses a function. Every single part of that website is built from the same basic toolkit.
So we've seen the path, right? You go from one single line of code to building a toolkit of concepts, and then using that toolkit to build these amazing, fully formed projects. Now the journey kind of pivots from what the book shows you to what you want to build. I want to leave you with this idea because it's from one of the very first exercises in the book, and it's so powerful. It asks you to stop thinking about the code for a second and just focus on your goal. I mean, having a destination in mind is the best fuel for any journey.
The path is so much clearer than you probably think. All those games and websites, they're just simple tools put together in clever ways. So the only real question left is, what problem do you want to solve? What idea are you dying to bring to life? What will you build?